Guys, if you guys are able to listen me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone guys, I hope so that you guys are able to listen me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, right guys? Okay, great. Awesome, guys. Awesome. So, yesterday, due to some issues, that was basically my dogs pulling up the link to the router itself. So, our video got closed a little bit early, right? So, nevertheless, guys, what was the last topic that we studied yesterday? Could you guys let me know? What was the last topic that we studied? Like up to that point of time, you guys were able to listen to everything properly and you guys understood that particular topic as well. Could you guys let me know? We were at shadows, right? Shadows was something that we hadn't like covered up properly. That was the thing that we were not able to understand, right? So today what we'll be doing is we'll try to make sure that we are able to cover up shadows, okay? And after that we'll immediately start with JavaScript, guys, because a lot of time has already been wasted. Yesterday I thought of starting JavaScript yesterday itself and that we were not able to do so. So today, guys, our aim will be we'll be starting out with our shadow property and everything. We will try to make sure that we are able to cover that up, and immediately we'll start off with our next particular thing as well. That is your majority of what you need to do. Okay, so that will be very simple, very easy. JavaScript, guys. JavaScript is very simple, guys. There is nothing too complicated about it. Do not forget it. Okay, just make sure that you are just listening to me very carefully. Okay, guys. Okay, great. So, by the way, guys, how was your day? How was your day, guys? By the way, how was your day, guys? Please let me know. Yesterday there was no attendance, guys. That is the reason I've just written day 4 because we'll have to take up the day 4 attendance, right? So no issues in that. Okay, your day was good, right? Try every single day, try to learn something new. Okay, try to practice coding a little bit. That will be my suggestion for you guys. Nevertheless, shall we start the today's class? Please let me know. Also, I have brought somebody who wanted to meet you guys. Okay, so Oscar is here with us. I think so. You guys have already met Susie and Lucy, right? So today I have brought Oscar. Oscar is actually the brother of Lucy. So I wanted you guys to meet him as well before we are able to start. Give me a second, guys. So this is Oscar, guys. This is Oscar, as you are able to see right over here. Oscar, say hi. Say hi to everybody. No, you don't want to say hi. You have to play with me. You have to go. What do you want to do? Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. Okay. So you guys have met Oscar as well, right? So he is the brother of Lucy. He stays with me. He's my favorite pet because he lives with me very peacefully itself. Okay, guys. So now that you guys have met Oscar as well, without wasting any more time, let's get started with our class, right, guys? Let's get started with our class. Oscar, if you want to study, you can sit here. Otherwise, you can go. Do not disturb the class. Okay. Okay. Don't go there. Go here. Okay, guys. So let's get started. Let me open up the code sandbox and I will open up your chat section on my mobile phone in the meanwhile. Today's class is a little bit lengthy, guys, because we need to cover up a lot in JavaScript and we are staying behind course due to me, not due to anybody else. Okay. So due to that reason, guys, we will be having a little bit lengthy class today. I apologize for the delay that has happened because it has happened from my end itself. I don't want that to be affecting you guys at any particular point of time. So yesterday we had put up this border. Do you guys remember that? We had put up this border in our yesterday's class, right? Today we will be trying to add the shadow property, guys. So let me just open up your chat on my mobile phone. So this is the YouTube, this is the subscriptions, this is DevTown. So your chat is also available on my screen, guys. I'm able to see what you guys are typing all about. Okay. Now that is the case, let us go back to our code. the styles.css, and we'll be adding the shadow box shadow property, guys. That is the property that we were seeing yesterday. Okay, the box shadow property, guys. So let's start with that. Okay, let's start with that, guys. So let's put a box shadow. That's the property that we are going to use. Now, inside of the box shadow property, guys, first we need to specify on what sides do we want our shadow to appear as. Now, there are 4 sides of any rectangular object, right? Like I said, a box has 4 sides to it. The left, then the bottom, then the right, then the bottom, then the left, and then the top, guys. That is the series in which you have to put up the measurements. So where do we want the box, the shadow of the box to appear at? We want it to appear on the right hand side and the bottom hand side of our image. That is how we'll be able to make sure that our image looks a little bit coming out of the picture, right? So for doing that, we'll have to put up a box shadow property. Now, the first particular attribute that it takes in are the sides on which you want the shadow to appear as. Now, because now if you are specifying 3 sides, that is the 10 pixels, then 10 pixels, then 10 pixels, then 10 pixels, then on all the 4 sides, basically you are having a shadow of 10 pixels, guys. On all the 4 sides, you are having the shadow of 10 pixels. Now, whatever side that you don't want the shadow to appear at, for example, this is the left, right hand side, guys, this is the bottom. So that is the method in which it goes on. Right, bottom, then left, then top, in the clockwise direction, guys, in the clockwise direction. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Now, okay, so that is one of the methods. The second method of box shadow property, that is the most well-known method itself, that most of the developers around the world use at any particular point of time, is the X value and the Y value. Now, if the X value is positive, then we get a box shadow appearing on the right hand side, guys. On the right hand side. Let us look at that. So if we put up that, okay, our shadow, I want it to be black in color, and I'll put up a shadow of 10 pixels and 10 pixels right over here. So both my X and my Y values are positive. Okay, both my X and my Y values are positive. And I'm also specifying right over here that I want a particular blur. Okay, I want a particular blur as well of, let's assume 10 pixels is very high. Let us put it up as 5 pixels. So 5 pixels and 5 pixels should be more than sufficient. I will put up a blur of 5 pixels as well. Let us save this. Let's go back to our website and reload the page. I'll explain it to you what I've done right over there, guys. As you're able to see, there's a very light border coming up. Okay, so able to see this. There's a very light border that is coming up on 2 sides. That is the right hand side and the bottom hand side itself. So if these 2 values are positive, that means the right and the bottom side. If these values are negative, that means if the X value is negative, that means on the left hand side of the image. Positive means on the right hand side, negative means on the left hand side. At one particular point of time, you cannot have shadow on all the 4 sides of an image, right? That is just not possible. You can have the shadow at any one of the sides itself. Either the 2 sides right over here, or the 2 sides right over here, or the 2 sides right over here, depending upon where the light source is. Do you guys remember that from yesterday's class? That if you're keeping up a light source near an object itself, you can only have the shadow appearing on 2 sides of that object, 2 adjacent sides. No other side can have the shadow appearing to that. You guys remember that from yesterday's class, right? So if I mention this to be negative, or then the shadow will appear on the left hand side of the object. This is the x-axis. It will appear on the left hand side of the object. So if I save this, if I go back and reload my page, as you're able to see, the shadow is coming on the left hand side and the bottom of our image itself. If I keep this as negative 5 pixel, that means on the y-axis, it will be on the top of the image itself. The shadow will come up on the top of the image. If I go back and reload the page, as you're able to see, the shadow is coming to the top of our page itself, guys. Similar to that, this 5 pixel that you are able to see is the blur for the image. So if I put this blur to 15 pixels, okay, the blur will get bigger. The blur that is there right over here for the image, it will get more blurry. So no, the more number of pixels that you put right over here, the more blurry your shadow will be. Now shadows need to be a little bit blurry, right? It cannot be a hardbound shadow itself, otherwise it will look like shit. So to make it more blurry, we increase this particular value, that is blur. How much blur do you want in the shadow to be? So let us put this up as 15, 15 and this as 35 pixels. Let us save this. Let us go back to our website and reload the page. So as you're able to see, the image now looks like 3D. It is having the because both the values are positive, 15 pixels and 15 pixels, both the values are positive. So we are getting the shadow on the right hand side and the bottom hand side of our image. And because we have increased the blur to 35 pixels, as you're able to see, there is some blur that is there, guys. If I remove this, if I change this, if I lower this particular value up to 5 pixels, then you will be able to see that the blur becomes less. So if I refresh it, as you're able to see, the blur becomes less, guys. It becomes much more solid in foundation itself. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. So blur needs to be as big as possible so that the shadow looks like as if it is coming out of the plane of the picture itself. So we put up a value of 35. I think so 35 is more than sufficient. It makes the image feel a little bit coming out of the plane itself, right? So like I said, guys, yesterday, even I don't know how to make a particular blur or something like that. So I just go on the internet, I search for the box shadow method, I read the entire thing properly, and then I come and do it right over here itself. That is how you need to proceed further with most of the things. Now keeping that aside, guys, let's start with the basics of JavaScript as right now itself, because this is very, very, very important, guys, JavaScript. Now, if there are negative pixels, there is nothing called as negative pixels. It is direction. Okay, positive means on the right hand side for x-axis. Positive means on the bottom side of our y-axis. Negative means in the opposite direction. Negative 15 pixel right over here would have meant on the left hand side of the image. Okay, and negative 15 pixels on the y would have made in the negative in the upwards direction on the top of the image itself. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. So play around with this a little bit, guys, to understand this concept a little bit more in depth. But yes, because this is something that we are going to use while making the project. So I just covered it up right over here itself. Okay. So let's get started with our JavaScript, guys. JavaScript is very important for us. So let's get started with that, guys. So let me first open up code sandbox once again. We will have to use some other sandbox. We cannot use this anymore. So instead of we'll open up a new sandbox right over here, guys, and we'll select the node HTTP server. We'll select the node HTTP server, guys. This is the one that we'll be selecting. This is where we'll be learning the introduction to JavaScript, guys. Okay, this is where we'll be learning introduction to JavaScript. Okay, no thanks. So right over here, as you're able to see, similar to what we were using up to this point of time, on the left hand side we have some files. Okay, on the left hand side we have some files. In the middle, this is where we are going to write our code. And right over here on the right hand side, we have some other things that are there that we don't have to consider ourselves to be associated with. So what you're going to do is we are going to click on index.js. This is where we're going to write our code, guys. So we'll delete everything from index.js. We don't require anything right over here, guys. And we'll open up a new terminal as well, guys. We'll open up a new terminal. So to open up a terminal, guys, just click on this button. Let me just make this go away. We don't require it. We don't require this as well. I'll increase the size from here. Okay, guys. So as you're able to see right over here, guys, you can just click on this plus button. Okay, just click on this plus button itself, guys. So you are able to see documentation and something else as well. Right over here, VM usage documentation. We don't require that. We'll click on here, guys. Run a task or terminal. Okay, we'll open up a new terminal, guys. We'll open up a new terminal. I'll bring it up right over here on the top so that we are able to see it. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know what I've done. Nothing. I've just opened up a new template. Okay, we are going to open up the node template itself. As simple as that. Once I've opened up the template, I just opened up a terminal. I dragged and dropped it on the top so that I'm able to see it right over there. Nothing else. So now inside of index.js, this is the place we are going to write our JavaScript code. Please try to understand this, guys. Learning JavaScript is very essential for anybody who wants to go into the software development field. JavaScript is the world's most used programming language, the most in-demand programming language, and the highest paid programming language in the entire world. That is JavaScript. And number one position. And number two position, it is your Python, guys. Okay, why are we not using VS Code? So Akansha, if you have been with us from the day one itself, I've always made this a probability that not everybody is so privileged like us to have a laptop. So we need to take that into consideration as well. So students who don't have a laptop, they will also be able to practice from their mobile phones using this platform. That is the reason why we are not using VS Code, guys. The first thing that any software engineer, when he starts writing code, the first thing that he does is writes hello world in that particular programming language. Now inside of our index.js, guys, we are going to do the exact same thing. Okay, we are going to do the exact same thing, guys. We are going to write hello world using JavaScript. So for that we are going to, so terminal is also referred to as console inside of JavaScript. Please try to understand this, guys. This terminal that is there is also referred to as console inside of JavaScript. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Terminal is also referred to as console inside of JavaScript. We want to print something inside of our console, guys. So we'll just write console dot log, and then we will be writing the message that we want to log out, that is hello world, and then semicolon at the end. So right over here, guys, what does this sentence actually mean? What is the meaning of log in normal English, guys? Can somebody let me know? What is the meaning of log in normal English, guys? Can somebody let me know? Meaning of the term log in normal English. Normal English, I don't know anything related to programming. I have no idea about it. In normal English, guys, what is the meaning of log? Somebody saying register, record, word, okay, logarithm. People are writing to record something. So when you say that, okay, I'm logging down the reports for today, I'm logging into a system, I'm logging out of a system itself. Log basically means to record something. Log basically means to record something. That is the English meaning of the term log. Right over here, we want to record hello world inside of the console, wherein your console is basically your terminal. Okay, your console is basically your terminal itself. And once you've written that, at the end you need to put up a semicolon. Just like in English, you are having a full stop, which basically demarcates that, okay, this is where the sentence is ending. Similar to that, inside of your index.js, okay, inside of JavaScript, to like record something, to finish up a sentence inside of programming, we put up a semicolon at the end. So once we've written this sentence, we have saved this as well. We can go inside of a terminal. Let us do an ls right over here. Okay, so this platform isn't working. So if for you guys as well, if Code Sandbox is not working, there is another platform that is there called as Repellent. Okay, called as Repellent, guys. You can open up this platform as well. It will work absolutely the best. Okay, so you can go to Repellent if Code Sandbox is not working for you. Create a new REPL. We'll go with a Node.js REPL itself. We'll create that REPL right over here. So once that REPL has been created, you will be able to see the files on the left hand side, the code in the middle, and the console on the right hand side itself. We'll go to index.js. We don't require this. We'll be writing our code right over here, console.log, and then hello world. We'll save this. We'll go back to our console. Okay, we'll go to shell. Instead of shell, we'll just do an ls. So ls basically means list all the files that are present inside of the current working directory. So wherever you are present inside of your computer, if you are writing ls right over there, it will list all the different files and folders that are currently there inside of that particular folder. That is this authentic gross block. Whatever files and folders are there, it will be seen right over here, guys. Now we are able to see that index.js is there. To run this particular file, index.js, right? Node index.js. Okay, this will run the file index.js for you. So whatever code is contained inside of index.js, that will be run for you. So if I press enter right over here, you're able to see that we are getting hello world printed out on our screen, guys. Are you guys able to see this? Are you guys able to see? As soon as I printed node index.js, so whatever code that was present inside of index.js, guys, console.log hello world, okay, console.log hello world, that has been printed for us on our screen. Hello world, you are able to see on your screen itself, guys. Now let's move on to the next particular thing. So inside of your JavaScript, okay, you have something called as your variables. Okay, so any value that is there, for example, if I'm doing 3 plus 5, right? I'm doing 3 plus 5, again I'm saving this right over here, going back to our shell itself, running node index.js. Nothing is happening right over there. You're not able to see anything, guys. Nothing is happening. So you have to explicitly, so why is this console.log there? Okay, you have to explicitly tell, okay, 3 plus 5, what to do with this 3 plus 5? Console dot log, that is what we want to do. Okay, you have to explicitly tell JavaScript that we want to print hello 3 plus 5. That is what we want to do. So if you want to save it, go back to the code, rerun the code. As you're able to see, 8 is coming up to your screen, guys. 8 is coming up to your screen right over here. Similar to that, guys, there are multiple different things that we need to understand. The first thing is variables, guys. Variables in JavaScript. So in your daily life as well, when you were in school, nobody used to call you like Shaurya, Rakesh, Sinha, come here, right? With your full name. They used to provide you with a nickname itself. All your friends will call you by that nickname itself, right? Because remember your nickname. So my nickname was like curly, like burnt noodles. Okay, Jelly V Maggie. That was my nickname. Okay, or burnt noodles. So similar to that, nobody's going to call you as Shaurya, Rakesh, Sinha, come here. They are going to call you by your nickname itself. And sometimes these nicknames will be so abusive that you cannot even tell the other person right over there. But in a similar manner as well, inside of JavaScript, whatever values are there, any kind of value that is there, maybe Shaurya Sinha, maybe something else, you need to provide that value a nickname. Okay. So instead of using that value Shaurya Sinha again and again and again, we'll be storing it, we'll be providing it with a nickname itself, and that nickname is what we are going to use again and again. That is going to refer to the value that it refers to or the value that it contains, that is Shaurya Sinha. So creating a variable, a nickname inside of JavaScript is very simple. You first declare that, okay, I am going to create a variable. This is called as a variable, guys. So var, I'm going to create a variable called as name. That is the nickname. I'm going to create a variable called as name, and I'm going to assign the value Shaurya Sinha inside of it. I'm going to assign the value Shaurya Sinha inside of it. Now, instead of using Shaurya Sinha again and again, I can just write it down right over here, console.log and then name. So now this name actually contains Shaurya Sinha inside of it, guys. So if I do this, if I go back to my shell and I rerun node index.js, as you're able to see, name is not getting printed on our screen, guys. Name is not getting printed on our screens. We are getting Shaurya Sinha, the value that it refers to, the value that it contains. That is what is getting printed out right over there. Okay? Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Now there are multiple different data that is present all around you. You are able to see some text, you are able to see some numbers, you are able to see numbers that have decimal points, you are able to see numbers that are positive, numbers that are negative, you are able to see some true and false values around you. So different type of values exist around you at all times. And these values have been categorized into different data types. Now please do remember one thing, guys, data types are not the same in every single programming language. every programming language has different types of data that can exist right over there. So even if you have studied some other programming language, you are coming to learn JavaScript, you are like, okay, I've studied that programming language, has 6 data types right over there. It is not the same as JavaScript. JavaScript has its own data types. And one more thing, guys, there is no relationship between Java and JavaScript. Please try to understand this as well. Java and JavaScript are not at all related to each other. They have the same relation as apple and pineapple. Both of them have APPLE in their spelling. Both of them are fruits, but there is no relationship between apple and pineapple. They are two separate entities. Similar to that, Java and JavaScript as well are not at all related to each other, except that they are both programming languages and they have JAVA in their spelling. That's it, guys. Okay, it was actually a marketing tactic that was used to promote JavaScript, and it actually worked. So yeah, right over here, guys, there are various different data types inside of JavaScript, guys, and you can check out the different data types from right over here. Just write type of, okay, type of, and then write the object that you want to check the data type of. Let's assume you want to check out the data type of Shaurya, and whatever this is, we are going to print it out. Console.log. So as you're able to see, what I'm doing right over here is that I am printing what is the data type of Shaurya. I'm printing what is the data type of Shaurya, guys. So as you're able to see, let us save this. Let us run that as well. Save this, run that. So as you're able to see right over here, I'll have to reload the website itself. Okay, so as you're able to see, if I save this, if I run this node index.js, so we are able to see that we are getting string as our answer. So the data type of this particular object is called as a string. Okay, string is something that can be created using letters. Okay, as you're able to see, we are having Shaurya. It can contain spaces inside of it. It can contain capital letters, small letters. It can contain numbers. It can contain special characters. It can contain spaces. Anything that you want it to contain, it will contain that for you. Anything that you want it to contain, it will contain that for you, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Now you can create a string using a double quotation mark or a single quotation mark, anything that you like. You want to create a string, you can use a double quotation mark or a single quotation mark as well. It is up to you, guys. What do you want to use? Okay, both double quotation mark as well as single quotation mark creates the exact same thing, that is string. Okay, that is string itself. Similar to that, you are having other data types. For example, any number. Okay, any number itself. Remove the quotation. Remove the quotation from right over here. Just keep the number. So this will come up as the data type, that is number, guys. As you're able to see, it is coming up as a data type called as number. Even if you're having a decimal number as well, that too is categorized as a number. So that too is called as a number inside of JavaScript. So we've learned about strings. We have learned about numbers, right? Any positive, negative, integral number, or you are having your decimal number as well. Everything is categorized as number inside of JavaScript, guys. And then the last particular data type that you guys need to know about is true and false value. Okay, true and false value. These are called as Boolean data types. These are called as Boolean data types, as you're able to see right over here. Now, we don't want to go into a lot of depth for JavaScript, especially just to learn JavaScript in its entirety and its entire depth itself. We have a lot of boot camps that we run continuously. So even in the next bootcamp, we are going to learn JavaScript in a lot of depth. Right now, we just need to understand that much JavaScript so we are able to start with our project from tomorrow itself. So without wasting any time, guys, tomorrow itself we'll be starting out with our project, guys. Okay, because we want to learn as much as possible while we are doing the project itself, guys. So tomorrow, guys, is a very important day. We are going to start with the entire project itself. Okay, and the project is going to take us 2 to 3 days. Okay, project is going to take us 2 to 3 days. It's a very long project itself. So daily I will be giving you guys some assignments and everything so that you are able to develop your habit of coding. Okay, so that is one of the cases, guys. Now coming back to strings, in strings you are having something called as concatenation. For example, if I'm doing console.log and I'm writing 3 plus 4, guys. I'm writing 3 plus 5. We know 3 plus 5 is basically 8 and we'll get 8 as our answer, right? We already know 3 plus 5 is basically 8 and we know that we will get 8 as our answer. But what if we are adding two strings? Instead of two numbers being added, we are adding hello and then we are adding plus world. This is called as concatenation, guys, wherein there are two strings initially. When there are two strings initially itself, we concatenate them together to form one string, that is hello world. We concatenate them together to form one string, that is hello world, guys. So when I run this, you are able to see that we are getting hello world as our answer. We are getting hello world as our answer right over here, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. You can concatenate as many words as you want. For example, right over here, I will concatenate 3 words, guys. So as you're able to see, I'm concatenating hello and I'm concatenating a space, that is a blank space itself, and then world. So if I concatenate 3 words together, you will see hello space world. That is one word coming up on our screen. That is called as concatenation, guys. That is called as concatenation. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Good. So, any doubts up till this point of time? This is just basic JavaScript, guys. I'm not teaching you guys very advanced JavaScript. I want you guys to understand the basics of JavaScript, basics of DOM tree itself, so that we are set for our project. Whatever topic comes up in our project, whether it be we are using grid layout, we are using box layout, whatever we'll be using right over there, I'll be explaining you guys everything inside of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, so you don't have to worry about that. What you need to worry about is the basics clear, so that when I start with the project, everybody has the basics clear itself and I can just focus upon the project and whatever new topics are coming up right over there. That's the reason why I've given 2 to 3 days just for the project itself, so that everything goes on very smoothly, right? Okay, great. So the next thing that we need to understand is DOM tree. Do you remember the DOM tree that we talked about in our previous class, guys? Do you guys remember the DOM tree? Please let me know. Do you guys remember the DOM tree that we talked about in our previous class, guys? Please let me know. DOM tree, or you guys have forgotten about DOM tree? You guys remember DOM tree, or you guys have forgotten document object model? So what was DOM tree, guys? Do you guys remember that? What was DOM tree, guys? Do you guys remember that? Great. So now you can actually use JavaScript to manipulate the DOM tree as well. You can use JavaScript to manipulate that DOM tree as well, guys. That is what we're going to see right now. How can we use JavaScript to manipulate and change the DOM tree? That is a very important task. That is how JavaScript is used for your projects itself. That is how JavaScript is used for your projects, guys. Okay. So before doing that, let us take up the first attendance for today's class, guys. There are going to be 2 attendances in today's class. Okay, there are going to be 2 attendances in today's class. So please be ready for that. This is the first attendance for today's class, guys. The attendance will be closed at exactly 8:55. We'll be having 2 attendances in today's class. 2 attendances are there. Do not miss on any of the attendance. Otherwise, 0 attendance for today's class, guys. 0 attendance. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 8:55. Start filling up the attendance, guys. This is today's first attendance. There are 2 attendances in today's class. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 8:55. I will be giving the attendance link for just 1 minute. After that, I will not be giving up the attendance. Okay, for 1 minute, I will be sharing the attendance link with you guys. After that, I will not be giving up the attendance. Okay, first attendance for today's class. Attendance will be closed exactly at 8:55, guys. Attendance will be closed exactly at 8:55. Please start filling up your attendance right now. Please start filling up your attendance right now itself, guys. The 2 attendance in today's class. Any one of the attendances if you guys are not filling, you will not be able to receive your certificates. Okay, I'll give the attendance for 20 more seconds, guys. After that, I will not be providing with the attendance, guys. 20 more seconds, I'll provide you guys with the attendance. After that, the attendance will be closed directly at 8:55. I've provided the attendance almost 100 times in the live chat. I don't think so I need to provide it anymore. So that is more than sufficient. Those who will be able to fill the attendance, that's great. Those who are not able to fill the attendance, please be on time. what is the difference between console.log and document.write? So console.log you're using inside of JavaScript to write, to print something out inside of the console. Whereas document.write is something that you're using to manipulate your HTML document. We are going to see it right now. Just pay a little bit attention, you will be able to understand it. Please try to understand this, guys. The main role of JavaScript when it was created, okay, was just to manipulate HTML. That was the only thing. So what about semicolon in JavaScript? So although you don't have to write semicolon inside of JavaScript, shit, I'm getting a very important call, guys. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. Okay, I just got the call from one of the vice chancellors at a college in Bangalore. So basically, we are handling the students' entire training right over there. So that was a very important call. Okay. Sir is talking with sir's boss. Yeah, you can think about it in such a way itself. Okay, no issues in that. Okay, great guys, awesome, awesome. Gaming content certificate, bro. What the fuck? Python and AI Bootcamp certificate is not providing everyone. Please reply. Our gaming, I think so. We have provided the certificates. People have started posting it up on LinkedIn. So I get to know if the certificates have been sent or not by just checking up my own LinkedIn itself. So I just go to LinkedIn, I go into the notification. So most of the students who get the certificates actually put it up right over here on LinkedIn itself. This is for Node.js. This is for backend web development that was there. Maybe somebody has posted it out backend. A Python and AI bootcamp. So he has got the DevTown certificate. Let me check. Backend 7-day Python. According to me, the certificates have been sent. I hope so. Okay, yeah. So the certificates have been sent. Some of the students have posted up the certificates on LinkedIn. So he has received the Microsoft certificate as well. I don't think so there's any issues with the certificate itself. I hope so not. Okay, so the attendance time is done. Okay guys, shall we start with our class, guys? Please let me know. Shall we start with our class, guys? Please let me know. Shall we start with our class? Okay, for those guys who have written that we have received Google and Microsoft certificate, not the DevTown Google certificate. So if you haven't visited the last class, that is the 8th day of the class, I have told you guys how you will be getting the Google certificate, how you will be getting the Amazon certificate. If you're still asking this, that I have not yet received my Google and Amazon certificate, that is a real proof. That is a real proof that you haven't even visited my day 8 class. You haven't even sat for my day 8 class itself. You will not be receiving your Google and Amazon certificate without knowing how you are going to get the certificates itself. First, go and watch that video and understand how to get the certificate first. First, attend classes properly. Then you will be able to understand how to get certificates. Very bad, very bad right over there. Okay, great guys. So let's continue from right over there itself, guys. So let's start to see how can we use JavaScript to change something inside of my HTML, guys. Like I said, the DOM tree, you guys remember it, right? DOM tree is one of the most important factors that it comes at any particular thing itself. So DOM tree basically it starts with document, right? On the top, if you guys remember that, it starts with document on the top, then HTML, then you are having a head and body tag and so on and so forth. For example, right over here, guys, right over here, let us put up a paragraph tag. Okay, right over here, let us put up a paragraph tag with an ID. Put up a paragraph tag right over here. I will put up an ID of test, and we'll put up some HTML right over here. So some text right over here. Shaurya. We'll save this. We'll open the website on a new page itself. So as you're able to see, we are getting Shaurya right over here, right? So now again, just like CSS, guys, just like CSS with CSS as well, to make sure that your HTML is able to showcase the CSS, is able to read the CSS, we had to link the CSS to our HTML page itself. Do you guys remember that? Please let me know. Do you guys remember that? Please let me know, guys. Do you guys remember that? Please let me know that for your HTML, if you want to integrate CSS to it, we have to link the CSS. Similar to that, if you want to attach you are having this, right? Your JavaScript. If you want to attach JavaScript to your code, guys, you have to write script. Okay, you have to attach the script right over there. So at the end of your body tag, just write script, 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 and then src, and we'll put up a new file right over here, guys, index.js. So index.js file, a new file right over here, and that is what we are going to link. That is what we are going to link right over here, guys, inside of src / and then you're having an index.js. So whatever JavaScript code that you want to take up, you take it up from this particular file, that is index.js file. Okay, that is index.js file, guys. Now instead of index.js, you can write your own code right over here. Okay, whatever code that you want to write. For example, playing around with the DOM tree, you ask the document. So you refer the index.html website as a document itself. Your index.html file is called as your document. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. The index.html file is also referred to as document. Okay, so document dot get element by ID. Okay, so you get a particular tag by its ID right over there. What was the ID? So test was the ID itself. Okay, dot inner HTML is equals to, you can change it up to be high. Okay, you can change it up to be high. So what this little sentence is basically meaning is, from the document, from the file, that is the document itself, index.html, get the element by the ID, get the element that has the ID of test. Okay, that has the ID of test. You can do this by get the element by class as well. Okay, now inner HTML is basically what text you want to put inside of that particular tag. So you are selecting the paragraph tag which has the ID of test. What message do you want to put right over there? So I want to put up the message hi inside of it. Okay, I want to put up the message hi inside of it. If I save this, if I think that it is going to work, I'm feeling like, oh, all great and stuff. If I go back to our website and reload the page itself, as you're able to see, everything is working absolutely fine. We have changed the inner HTML from Shaurya, as you're able to see right over here. First it was Shaurya, guys. First it was Shaurya. Now we have changed the inner HTML to be hi using JavaScript. Using JavaScript, programmatically, we have selected the document, that is index.html. We get the element by the ID, that is test, and then we change the inner HTML, what is present between the opening and the closing tag, that is called as inner HTML itself, that we change it to hi. That we change it to hi itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. What is the use of this? Ujjwal, from tomorrow onwards, we are going to work upon the project. So I'm pretty sure that you will be able to see the utilization of it right over there. So for those guys who are not able to understand how to use this, what to do, what not to do, see, you just need to understand 2-3 things itself. That is, okay, so there is something called as DOM tree out there. The DOM tree is like we can manipulate the DOM tree using our JavaScript itself. Here we have selected the document method. From the document, we have got the element by its ID, that is test. And then we are changing the inner HTML of that to high, and everything is working absolutely fine. Only this you need to understand, nothing else. Do not apply a lot of brain right over here, guys. What is the use of this? How to use this? How to take it up inside of project itself? Okay, everything we are going to see from tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to start with the project, right? Somebody is asking what is DOM tree. Okay, so I cannot explain that to you right now because we have already understood it in the previous class. But yeah, this is what you need to understand. Are you guys able to understand up till this point of time, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand up till this point of time, guys? Please let me know. You don't need to know advanced topics. You just need to know the basics so that we are able to continue further with the project itself. From tomorrow, we are going to start with our project, guys. Project is a very important thing. Project is a very important thing itself, guys. So make sure that you are able to understand it. So I'm taking up the final attendance right now, guys. I'm taking up the final attendance for today's class. Please revise everything before coming to tomorrow's class, guys. It's a genuine request from my end. Please revise everything before coming to the next class. Okay, because whatever we have learned up to this point of time, that is what we are going to utilize for our project. So if you are not revising and coming to tomorrow's class, you will not be able to understand anything. Please revise and come to tomorrow's class on time because we are going to start with our project from tomorrow itself. Even if you are not able to understand today's class, just revise a little bit. Just revise a little bit itself. That's it. Okay. So this is the second particular attendance for today's class, guys. Second attendance for today's class. The attendance will be closed exactly at 9:08. The attendance will be closed exactly at 9:08, guys. After that, they will be closing the class. Okay. Please start filling up your attendance, guys. Please start filling up your attendance. At exactly 9:08, the attendance link will be closed. At exactly 9:08, the attendance link will be closed, guys. And exactly 9:08, the attendance will be closed. Please start filling up the attendance, guys. Exactly 9:08, the attendance will be closed. Please start filling it up. Okay. Then we will be meeting tomorrow directly. Please be on time, guys, because I don't want anybody to miss out on the project. Okay, I'll be discussing everything from the scratch itself. Please be ready for the project from tomorrow's class. Okay. Mr. Doggo, if you have filled up your attendance, somebody from DevTown has reached out to you. Check up your WhatsApp. Coding with Devil Insan, you have got somebody who has reached out to you. You don't have to worry about it. Check up your WhatsApp. Okay, guys, so we'll meet in tomorrow's class and we'll be continuing from right over there. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.